For decades, Alan Alda was the affable face of reason, compassion, and wit. Best known for his legendary role as Hawkeye Pierce on MASH **, Alda was the guy you couldn't help but love, both on screen and off. But behind that charming smile and disarming intelligence, there were battles waged in silence. And at 88, the actor, writer, and activist is no longer interested in keeping up appearances in a candid moment that surprised longtime fans and even some close friends. Alda recently admitted that one of his most well-known professional relationships was marred by deep-seated resentment and unresolved tension. He finally said it. I hated working with him. The shocking confession, the revelation came during a quiet interview conducted as part of a retrospective documentary about his career. Alda, now 88 and managing his life with Parkinson's disease, sat comfortably in his modest New York home, his trademark warmth still intact but his tone noticeably heavier. When asked about the dynamic among the cast of MASH **, Alda hesitated. He praised Loretta Swit, one of the smartest and kindest women I ever met, spoke warmly of Jamie Farr, hilarious and kind-hearted, and honored the late Harry Morgan, a rock for all of us. But when the interviewer brought up Wayne Rogers, who played Trapper John in the early seasons, Alda's demeanor shifted. He paused, exhaled slowly, and for the first time opened up. We didn't get along. At all. People always thought we had this easy chemistry, two smart-ass surgeons cracking jokes. But it was a performance. Off camera, it was tension, constant tension. I resented him. He resented me, and we never really fixed it. Wayne Rogers. The charming rebel Wayne Rogers played Trapper John, Hawkeye's partner in crime during the early years of MASH **. On screen, the duo had an electric, sarcastic rhythm that viewers adored. But according to Alda, Rogers had little patience for the direction the show was headed, especially when Alda began gaining influence in the writer's room. He didn't like that I had ideas. He thought I was hijacking the show, making it too serious, Alda said. But I believed in what we were doing. War isn't just jokes and martinis. It's trauma, it's absurdity, and it's humanity. I wanted the show to reflect that. By season 4, Rogers abruptly left the show without even filming a goodbye scene. At the time, it was chalked up to creative differences, but now we know the rift was deeper. He walked out, Alda said. Didn't tell me, didn't say goodbye, he just left. Professional rivalry or personal conflict. Those who worked on MASH * have long hinted that there were creative tensions between Alda and Rogers. Alda, who became an executive producer and wrote and directed several episodes, was seen as a thoughtful, evolving artist. Rogers, a Yale graduate and financial whiz, was known for his skepticism and independence. He thought I was trying to turn MASH * into a soapbox, Alda admitted. And maybe I was, but it wasn't about ego. It was about storytelling, about truth. But Alda didn't deny his own flaws in the matter. I wasn't always kind, I could be overbearing. I was proud of what we were making, and I didn't tolerate resistance well. And he didn't tolerate control. Time did not heal all wounds in the decades after Rogers' departure. The two men rarely crossed paths. Though Alda remained diplomatic in public and private, he said he felt abandoned and betrayed. When he left, I felt like I lost a brother. A combative, stubborn brother, but a brother. And I never got to say that to him. I never got to ask him why he couldn't just talk to me. Rogers passed away in 2015, and Alda admits he was stunned by the flood of emotions that followed. I thought I'd feel indifferent, but I didn't. I cried. Not because we were close, but because we never fixed it, and now we couldn't. Why? Now? So why, after nearly 50 years of silence, did Alda decide to finally speak? It's time, he said. I'm not angry anymore. But I'm not going to lie and say we were friends. We weren't, and that's okay. I want to be honest, even if it's uncomfortable. It's not bitterness Alda carries, it's clarity. At 88, he's earned the right to tell his version of the story. There's a strange freedom that comes with age. You stop worrying about protecting reputations or smoothing over stories that were messy. Life is messy, so was ours. A legacy. Beyond conflict, despite the behind-the-scenes friction, Alda remains proud of the work they created together. Wayne was a brilliant actor. Whatever our differences, I won't take that away from him. Alda acknowledged. Trapper John was essential. He made Hawkeye sharper, funnier. He brought something to the role that no one else could have. Their on-screen chemistry may have been strained by real-life tension, but it also created an edge that made the early seasons of MASH * unforgettable. Conflict, in a strange way, gave our scenes weight, Alda reflected. We pushed each other, sometimes too far, but we made something meaningful. No regrets, just reflection as Alda continues his public battle with Parkinson's disease. His legacy as an actor, activist, and humanist remains intact. He hosts a science podcast, continues to speak publicly about communication and empathy, and remains active in research advocacy. He says this revelation isn't meant to stir drama but to offer a more honest portrait of what it means to work in creative partnerships. Not every story has a happy ending, and that's okay. I think people need to hear that, he said. If I could go back, I'd try harder, maybe be a little softer. But I don't regret telling the truth now. I think Wayne would respect that. Fans react. Since the interview snippet aired, fans have expressed mixed reactions. Some are shocked. Others are relieved to finally understand the tension they suspected for years. One longtime fan posted, "I always sensed something was off between them, but this makes me appreciate their performances even more. They acted through real emotion." Another wrote, "This is why Alan Alda is a treasure. He's honest, vulnerable, human." The final word as the sun sets on one of television's most impactful careers. Alan Alda continues to lead by example, not with perfect stories, but with authentic ones. He doesn't claim to be above mistakes or beyond emotion. Instead, he embraces the complexity of a life lived in the spotlight and the shadows behind it. Hate is a strong word, he said with a smile at the end of the interview. But sometimes that's what's real. And that's part of the story too.